Hello, I'm Strobel and welcome to episode 18 of Enigmatica 2 on the FGOG server, where last time we grew this flower behind me. And that is going to be our Astral Sorcery setup with the entrance down here. Now, there's a few things that I did in between episode because of this snow right there, and there was another snow block here, and that's gonna mess with our Astral Sorcery. And yeah, if you wonder why it's so dark, that's because I did this. I built this netherrack ceiling, and on the ceiling I made some chiseled clear glass plates. And they're 8 by 8, sorry. They're 8 by 8, so 1/4 of a full block. And the nice thing is that we're at the top of the world, right? So if I can just, I need to place, there you go, place, that's simple. That's how I did all of these. And you can't actually miss it because you can't place on top. It's a bit weird because build height is here, right? Technically I should be able to place just some bits here, but I can't. So this is the lowest, the highest that you can get with just 10 builds. And these glass plates will stop the snow from falling, but they won't stop light or starlight coming through, right? So now all I have to do is get rid of the netherrack. And that's all the netherrack gone. And in the process leveled up my pickaxe. There's probably a lot of netherrack floating down here. Yeah. But that should stop the snow from obstructing our altars and rituals and whatever we're gonna do right down here. And we get rid of the bit of snow that's here already, and no new snow should fall. Now the problem with the snow is just that, at this height, we're at 195, and this is considered a taiga biome, even though it's a seasonal forest, and Maplewood is considered taiga for vanilla mechanics. And so snow falls above Y120. And I tried to make it lower, but it just looks really stupid if you make the flower like there. These flowers have a long stem normally in the wild, right? So that's it. If we look in our astral tome that we made last time, we had discovery that we looked into, right? And we did some work on resonating wand we got some ores, we made a luminous crafting table, and we found a shrine, constellation, etc. So we basically done this chapter. Now, what's nice, you can double click on these chapters to open them, but you have to scroll out very slowly to get out of them, or you click on a constellation back to research. Now, last time exploration opened for us, and this is what we're going to look into now. I think our first goal would be the Starlight Crafting Altar, but that requires liquid starlight, for which we need to use a light well, and then we can also have a look at crystal growth. Light well is fairly simple: some marble, a rock crystal, and aquamarine. Now I need 3 runed, 2 chiseled. That's that. If you look at the recipes for these, you can craft them as well. You can craft 4 marble into 4 chiseled, or you can craft 3 marble into 3 wound, but the chisel is so much easier. Now you can have the regular chisel marble, or you can have the Astral Sorcery marble, and of course you need to get Astral Sorcery marble for all of this. Let's see, let's get the plain one. And we will need a rock crystal, and we will need some aquamarine. Now the rock crystals, you have different sizes, purity and cuttings. And these become relevant later, not now. So now we can just get a really poor one. Let's see. That's quite a big size. These are quite high purity. I think this is a nice average. Oh, that's also 54, so really low size. So let's go with this one. And then we need to get some aquamarines. And yes, I know I set up the portal, but I want to benefit from having night right now. So, sorry. Let's see, 2 of these, I think. This one here, and then that one there. We will need the resonating wand for all of the recipes. And we should have more than enough starlight, especially as it's night right now. It's completely filled up. Here we have a light well. Now I'm gonna set up the light well, let's see, on which island did I designate for this one? Now I'm gonna set the light well up on this platform, and probably everything we do with the liquid starlight. So what we're gonna do first is produce some liquid starlight, for which we're going to use aquamarine. Now you can also use the regular white crystals, and later on we can use better aquamarines, but for now this is what we have. Just right click the well and it will start producing liquid starlight. And even during the day it will produce even more when it's night, and even more if we have a linked crystal later on in the game. Now what I would like to do is set up a big tank underneath it and collect a lot more starlight than this well can hold. So we're making a few cauldrons, and one of them is going to make, with some iron elements, a drum, and we're going to increase the drum to a reinforced large drum. Now this can hold 4,000 buckets. Now, and yes, if we wanted to, we could increase it to be a demonically Jargendrum drum. I think it holds 65,000 buckets. I think 4,000 is going to be enough for what we need. Now, we're also going to make 2 ender tanks. And we're also going to make some light gray dye. Hang on, I need another bone meal for that, right? Yes. So, if you don't know how ender tanks work, you can already see that these are filled with oxygen, which means somebody on the server has ender tanks with the white color code and set to public for oxygen, which is very nice of them. In my case, I don't want to have the oxygen. I want my own tank. So first what I'm going to do is right click them with a diamond, and this becomes private. And you can see it says water, but it says 0, so they're now empty. And they're linked. So if I put a bucket of water in this one, you will see the bucket of water in both. And actually, I can demonstrate that, right? So if I do one bucket here, you can see the bucket exists in both. It's still only one bucket. Rain already stopped. It's still only one bucket, because if I take it out, it should be gone from both. This is now 0, and this is now 0. If I color this one, the center, with light gray, and drop water in it, the water is not showing up in this one, because it has a different color code. If I add the same color code here, you can now see the water in this one again. So, as long as you give it a diamond, it becomes private and only for you and not for anybody else on the server. And then you can color code it with 3 different positions and 16 colors. I don't think you'll ever run out. So let's set this up on the flower. I really like it. Let's go upstairs. Now, where did I say? Here it is. So it's already filled, which is pretty good. But then we're quite high up, so that's probably why. I'm going to start here with an enter conduit that is going to extract always active. And we're going to pipe that into our drum. Right, and this is only going to be insert. So now this one is empty, and this one has 2000 millibuckets. And from here, I'm going to do another one. Oh, sorry. But you. And that is going to fill our ender tank. See, extract always active and insert. So now we have about 2 buckets in the ender tank. The drum is empty, but the drum is going to fill up again. And the ender tank can only hold 4 buckets, but the great thing is that if I need liquid starlight anywhere else, I have it in my ender tank, which is pretty cool. Let's close off this hole with a conduit facade. And yes, I should have some of this in here. There we go. Now we could set up more, but I really think that one of them should be sufficient. I'm gonna set up a drawer with aquamarine and an item conduit, and hopefully you will connect. Why do you not connect? I've seen people connect item conduits to you. Okay, so not there either. Hang on. Can I connect you from the bottom? How did people connect these? Ah, okay, you have to be connected from the bottom. That's a bit of a shame, but we can do that. Grab you. Pick my shears. Okay. Oh, actually I should take you. Okay, so if I say extract always active and items insert, do I now get, yes, now it's picking up the aquamarine from over there. I'm gonna do a few more in there. I think that should be sufficient for a while. And it also means I need 2 more facades, just because it looks nice like that. Now how much do we have now? 3000. Should get empty my bucket. Don't you love editing? This should be a quest as well, I think. Yes, it is. But it's also what we need for the starlight crafting altar. We need a starlight bucket. And we also need some pillars, another rock crystal, and chiseled marble. Now again, I picked one of the lower quality rock crystals, and we'll come to that quite soon. And we're gonna now craft the next table. And it's actually not gonna give us the table as an object, it's gonna place the table, it's gonna upgrade the table right here as it is. Now, the thing is with the luminous crafting table, or sorry, the starlight crafting table, it requires a setup like this. And every next tier that we do, oh, sorry, I didn't know you were gonna exit me from the book. Oh, because I learned achievement. So, as I was gonna say, every new tier of the altar requires a different setup of the structure around it. So I went ahead and set up the structure for the starlight crafting altar, and it's completely full with starlight energy, and it's also blue. if the structure is not valid, it will show up red, and then you know that something is wrong. Right? Now, crystals. These can go up to size 900, I think, purity 100%, and cutting 5%. And the higher you get these, later on, the better their qualities, the better their effects will be. If you're going to use these to make a collecting crystal, for example, they will work better. If you use these in other crafting recipes, let's see. Let's see if I can find one that's good. I think if you make these lenses, you might get more. Or if you... Yeah, I think you might get more of these lenses with a better rock crystal. And your attuned crystal also will work better with higher stats. So, how can we improve the stats? Well, first what we're going to do is increase their size. And the way to do that is to drop them in liquid starlight. Now let me take up my magnet for a moment, because my magnet is going to be very annoying and pick up whatever I drop. I mean, I say it's annoying, but it's really what I wanted to do, of course. So we place the bucket in here, and we drop in the crystal, which is currently at 225. And we just let it sit there for a bit. And it won't despawn. We can leave it there for 10 minutes, it won't despawn. But it's going to increase in size. And also I got night vision because I stepped into the liquid starlight. Something else we're going to use to improve the quality of our crystals is a grindstone, which is just some blank sticks and marble. Oh, he's already left. Another quest done. I think I'm going to put it over here, because this is where we're going to do our crystals. See, this has used up the liquid starlight and has grown from 225 to 311. Nice. But you can see we're going to need a lot more starlight. Gonna grab another crystal to show you the next step. I want something that's a bit bigger. 391 is bigger. Okay, I think this is the biggest that we currently have. Also, I should chunk load this because let's hope you're in the same chunk. Hey, you are good. Because I really need a lot of starlight to be loaded. Wait, am I Steve? No, I'm not Steve. Why is the map showing me as Steve? Weird. I'm not Steve! But we are gonna have a restart. So this is 84% cut purity and 21% cutting and 391. So let me put this on the screen. Gonna grind it for a bit. And now it is these. So you could see that crystal had gone from a cutting of 21% to 43%. At a loss of some size. It went from 391 to 297. Yeah. Luckily, we can grow that again. This one, by the way, I've also started grinding. So, but I was not recording that, I'm afraid. So let's pick up this one. So the next stats are 341, 84% still, and 43% still, but we've grown again. Right. So now we can cut it again. Now you have to be careful, because cutting can make it so it comes to size 0 and then you lose it completely. So now we're going to cut it one more time. 1.4, sneak right click. And we're gonna get another bucket of starlight. And we're gonna grow it again. For some reason, my headset decided it should shut down. Okay, what I would like to have is liquid starlight being pumped in here automatically. And I'm sure that as actually Additions has a nice machine for that. The fluid placer. Oh, fluid placer. So, why? Oh, I need an auto placer with 2 buckets. Okay, that's not too hard. So an auto placer with 2 buckets becomes a fluid placer. We have some conduits. We have some annoying mobs outside that we're gonna ignore. And meanwhile, our crystal has gotten to 301 again. Why not? So my placer is gonna be right here. And I'm just gonna hook it up to the same pipes. Oh, sorry, let's get the right tool. This one is at the wrong place. This one should not connect. Hello? You're gonna insert. No. West is going to insert. East is not gonna do anything. Thank you very much. And so you're gonna extract from the drum into the inner tank and into the placer with a higher priority. So this is now getting liquid before this one gets it. Oh, actually, seems they're both getting it. Interesting. I figured high priority would mean this wouldn't get any. Ah, today I learned. Of course, it's not going to do anything until it has a bucket worth of starlight. And there it is. Ha. Now this can be automated, and we may do that at some point. For now, I just want you to understand that we can improve the size and the cutting. And actually, I'm not sure about purity. Luckily, there's the internet. So when the size reaches the max, which is 400 for a normal crystal and 900 for the blue ones, and you leave it in starlight, it has a chance to split. Then you get 2 crystals. And one of them has a chance to get a higher purity of 100. So we've increased the size to 348. And we're going to continue to do that. And let's see if it can split. But we need a lot more starlight for that. While we wait for that liquid starlight to collect, there's a few other things. Well, let's first make the looking glass. You remember that we found some constellations last time, right? And we found Ficcio, Eforcio, Ephitos. We can't do much because we don't know anything about them yet. We should look it up in the sky. So what we're first gonna need is this crystal. And this is not the cheapest way, but for now it's the only way for us to make it. And then we need some wood sticks and a gold ingot. And we still have enough liquid starlight thanks to our position above our Astral Sorcery hotspot and because of the height at Y191. Now, yeah, daytime is not the best time to look at the stars. Now that it's getting dark, we might see some constellations, and we do. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do at this point. I wonder if the book tells me anything about it. Let's see. The looking glass. The constellations. In order to locate and trace a clear view properly, constellation must be. Once the pattern is found, the view angle telescope can be fixed by holding shift. Ah, that's it. So I saw a constellation here. You see that? The larger stars that move separately from the others. So if I hold shift, I can now draw a line between the stars to map out the constellation that I'm looking at. Now, I made a mistake initially, so it won't have recognized that I drew the constellation properly. So we try it again. See, we recognized and we discovered Visio. So, oh, there it is in the sky. Right there. Nice. Let's see if we can find some more constellations. Now, different nights you will get different constellations, and also at different times of the night. So, the constellations, well, the whole star, everything actually, because the Earth rotates, the whole sky moves in the east direction. Right? So, a constellation may now be obscured by the Earth right there, but it could show up later. Yes. I don't see any others right now. However, now that we've discovered the constellation of Vikio, we get some information about it. So this seems to make you faster in whatever you do. And if you make a ritual, it improves mobility, allowing movement in ways not normally possible for those without wings. So this might give us creative flight as well in the area of the ritual if we set up a ritual with a Vikio attuned crystal. It's also going to show up in, I think this is new moon, right? This is full moon. So almost new moon to almost full moon is going to show up, which matches the moon that we're seeing right now. No other constellations available right now. What we could do is make a telescope, which is a lot easier than the looking glass. But the telescope requires the Starlight Crafting Altar, which is the next tier altar. Which, hang on, we have. We should pick it up, so the quest book understands that we have it. Thank you. And now you can make a telescope, which is looking glass, some sticks, planks, and gold. And then we smack it with the wand. Great. And this I want to set up right here. And this is much easier to look at the stars. You don't have to go all the way around. Ah, there's one here. So which one would this be? Looking at the constellations that we've seen, I wonder if it's Aphetas. Oh. I think it might be Aphetas. Let's try. Yeah, this is Aphitas. We discovered Aphitas. Okay, let's see if there's any others. That's still it for now. Ah, here's one. Let's see. I think this may be Amara. Where are you? Right here. So, yes, we discovered Amara. So now we have 3 constellations that we know of. And here's another one, which is going to be Dissidia. Right, from here. Oh. So, another arrow right here, Dissidia. So the only one we haven't found yet is Efortio. And Efortio may not be in the sky tonight. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, so what do these others tell us? Aphitas, will flowers and plants flourish? So we would get a flower or a growth buff, right, if we have this. And also for the ritual. Dissidia, ooh, that's a red one, that's an offensive. Piercing materials and creatures. And creates a damaging field lashing out to all enemies. So this would kill mobs, and I wonder if it would kill the Wither. Let's see, and finally Armara is a defense one, which would give us more armor and strength. So this crystal I've got on the grindstone until it got to 100%. Now we have 244 size left, so we're going to drop that in here. Right? Where? Hello, where did you go? Where did my crystal just go? Ah, here it is, okay. I don't know what happened. A bit of lag maybe. Again? No, it's going again. It's gone. Well, this one we grew until it got to the maximum size of 400. I think we're having a bit of lag on the server. Let's see. Well, no, we're at 20 TPS. Interesting. Maybe just my network. Although that actually seems to be pretty cool as well. Okay. So this one we want to grow. For some reason I can't throw items. Drop selected. Q. Any key stuck? No. Everything is right. I can drop this one. I can't drop this one. Something is wrong with this rock crystal. Okay, we'll try that again later. I don't know. I really don't know. Probably after the next restart. So I was looking at the book, and where we should be going towards is collector crystals and the linking tool, which are in the next chapter. That's also where the quest book wants us to go, and we need to make some ores as well, and a lot of stuff. But the collector crystals, which I'm not sure where they're gonna show up, but they're gonna help us increase the power to the altar. Something else that will help increase the power to the altar is the relay. Now, there's a number of scenarios where you must use relays. In this case, we're gonna choose to use relays. One here. And actually we should have a look at this. So this is blue here. Just about halfway to the first square. And right here. Still there. Now, there was something that I had to put in there, right? In... Where is it? Relays. You can grab something directly, collect starlight for yourself. A small structure when a relay has been placed. It will collect and focus starlight. Once a glass lens is placed. Lens. And that's one of those things again. So we'll make a few more of these, but meanwhile it's getting dark. So it will be hard to see any effect of these. Because I should already get up to full brightness, but still we're gonna see what it does. I think that's how it should work, right? I almost fell there. Server is definitely having issues. Now I have 3 rock crystals and 3 glass lenses. Okay. Now I have 4 rock crystals and 4 glass lenses. Give me the lens! Okay. Yeah. We're gonna come back later. Okay, the game seems to be behaving normally now. I don't know what was wrong the last time. Alright, first let's try growing this this one to become bigger and retain its cutting. Can I throw it in? I can throw it in. Okay. Not wearing my... At least that is working. I don't know what was wrong. Whether it's... I mean, internet was good. So, I don't know. So, okay, I got these 2 glass lenses and they need to be within 16 blocks of the altar, right? Which they are. And the altar strength is just past the first corner. So we're gonna put 1 lens in a relay. And altar strength should go up. And it is going up to about 1/3 of the crafting grid. We'll do a second one. And ooh, very nice, very nice. Now, mind you, this is still daytime. Yeah, and the sun, being a star, doesn't count as starlight. This is not bad at all. I mean, it's gonna be full when it starts dawning. You can also see that these structures are now valid because of the nice particles. They're actually heading out towards the altar. These have to be at least 16 blocks apart. So yes, I could put another one there, and I don't think I need to. So they need to be within 16 blocks of the altar, but if they're within 16 blocks of each other, they're gonna consume each other's energy, and one of them is gonna be cancelled out effectively. Right. Let's check this one. Just gonna briefly wear this. And 244. Let's have a look at the book, because what else should we do? We've done the looking glass, we've done the grindstone. We need to get to Force Cave Illuminator. It's a quest as well, which is it's quite good. So what happens is this is fairly simple to make with illumination powder, which is just glowstone and aquamarine. But so what it does is, say you put it down on the ground somewhere, and slowly over time, all of the caves underground, wherever it's being set, is being lit up. Which is pretty cool. If you want to have a mob farm, for example, or you want to have just easy, you know, mob-free mining and caving, you put one of these there, and it's all fun. That's what it does. I don't plan to go there. I don't plan to make a mob farm. Maybe. So we have 156 buckets of liquid starlight, which is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And I can just get these ones. So this one I need to get better cutting. But also, I think I want to try if I can get one to split. So this is still a 244. That's okay. I'm gonna place you back. Oh, place you back, and see if we can get you to split at some point. Meanwhile, we can have another look at the Astral Tome, because we did get a new chapter when we made the new altar. Remember that? And this is quite a big chapter, and it covers a lot of different topics. It covers star metal, which is a new ore introduced by Astral Sorcery. Not sure about expertise. The telescope we've done. Linking. Linking is really useful, and we're gonna need that for star metal. And we want to have a collector crystal, which I guess we would need. Doesn't tell us. Upgrade altar should help on that end. Holding the fuse crystal. Crystal 1. Linking a crystal to multiple destinations. Okay, but I thought it had to be collector crystal. Maybe we can just use a regular crystal. Then we get alignment, which is pretty cool. And well, ritual pedestals and infusion should be here, I guess. Maybe not, but we can look into this. Although I think we're gonna do the star metals in the next episode with iron transmutation linking tool, and maybe attunement even. And for that, we're gonna set up a big structure here, because the attunement altar itself is not too bad, but it requires this. And what are we gonna need for that? Sorry, this is one layer at a time, which is pretty cool. This is the material, so we need about 320 marble, 325, which is easy enough, right? Because we got 3000. That should be easy. So next time we might be able to get into attunement. And attunement is also one of the prerequisites. Not come to me. To get more constellations. Oh look, we now have 3 because one of them split. And this one split with a cutting of 100. This one, that's a terrible. It's almost only 79 big. Purity has not improved. Cutting is only 33. But this one is getting there, right? So I'm gonna get this one to be my first full range crystal with 400, 100, 100. How are we doing here? Still 2 stacks plus 45. I can probably get more from the Void Ore Miner if I wanted to. So we're making use of this. We have 2 relays, we have an altar. This is gonna expand even more. This is where we'll set up the attunement altar next episode. And eventually this will become a proper stargazing area. Some of these will remain empty, by the way, but that's all fine. So here we go. Liquid starlight and what you can do with it, and all of the crystals and things. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, then please click the like button, because it really helps with the views on YouTube. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section. Also, if you want to join FTOG, check out the link for our Discord and come out, hang out with us there and chat, and we can give you all the details on how to join this magnificent Enigmatica 2 server. Anyway, until next time, thank you very much for watching and take care. Bye bye.